The STEM Society.
Let's start off with this Isaiah Rashad rollout that we've gotten. Now, for people who have been listening to me or listening to artist stock market, you know I have been talking about this in February. I touched on this in February because I heard that his music has gone to the final mixes, and I was like, we're getting an Isaiah Rashad album this year. And the rollout has finally started with the album being titled It's Been Awful. The title tells me a lot, but it reminds me a lot of The House is Burning. Now, The House is Burning covered relapsing. It covered the scandal that he had with a sex tape of him with another man. It covered his attempted. Like, we had really been out of the know when it came to Isaiah Rashad before The House is Burning had dropped. And he had that really good interview with Joe Budden that just released. He just told us everything, and then the album actually covered it in the only way that Isaiah Rashad could cover it. And I think we're going to get more of the same on this. We haven't heard anything from Isaiah Rashad since 2021, so it's been 5 years. So it's been another 5-year cycle since he's given us anything, any kind of just anything. When I seen the trailer for this album, it looks like he's going to be way more creative. I think he's going to be open like he always is. Like, that's one of the things I love about Isaiah Rashad so much is the openness that he has when it comes to talking to his listeners. And I don't know what this album is going to be about. I'm still speculating. Now, he has dropped his newest single, Same Shit. If you've heard it, it's a banger.
It's the same shit. The rack, a pocket full of nuts, the pills, the blow, the yak, the top, the drop, the swerve, the pass, the props, the safe, the stash, the pad, the lock, the man, the myth, the legend.
Everything is working right now. Everything is working. And anytime Isaiah Rashad says he's going to drop something, I'm going to purchase it. I honestly feel like he's one of the few artists that you could say he's 4 for 4. Every album has been solid. I think he doesn't get the type of credit he deserves as an artist that's on TDE. And a lot of that has to do with him being the middle child of TDE. When you think about it, he's in between the eras of Schoolboy Q and Absol and all of those guys, J-Rock, and then he's on the other end of Doechii and Rayvon, but I think he could perform with either one of those sides if comes down to it. So, being the middle child of TDE has its disadvantages because it really doesn't feel like he gets marketed as hard or as much as those artists, but he comes out with a quality product every time. I felt like when The House is Burning dropped in 2021, that was the best album of 2021. And I still argue that to this day. I'm willing to argue anybody about that. I just know that this man gives us a quality product, and the promotion side of it is not there, and it sucks. I want to see what else we get before the album drops, because the album is supposed to drop in May, if I'm not mistaken. So what else are we going to get outside of just a song and outside of just this video? Like, when is he going to sit down with a platform and have an interview? Are we going to hear any more thoughts about what the album is about? Because he really hasn't told us. We don't know a lot of stuff yet. So I want to know what influenced this album. I want to know who brought out this side of him for this album. I want to know a lot of stuff. I do have a few. I'm trying to predict who's going to be on this album too. That's been my thing. And when I think about it, it will make a whole lot of sense if Doechii was on this album. I would love to hear Doechii on here. I would also like to hear Schoolboy Q on one of the songs on this album as well. And my biggest maybe shocker or maybe surprise, I would love to hear if IDK was on this album. I think that would make a perfect feature for him in this album and where he's going. But I think that if we get that Isaiah Rashad, IDK song that's just gonna break the internet, I think that's just gonna be one of the songs of the summer or of the year. All we need is these niggas to link up, and I think they probably will do it. So those are like 3 of the features I'm looking forward to, or what I want on this album. This album is going to be one of the best albums of the year. I don't ever count Isaiah Rashad out. And just listening to the very first song, the Same Shit song, I already know we're getting a banger. of an album. Can't wait to review it too. I definitely have to review this, but let's see what Isaiah Rashad gives us. I hope that we get some interview. I hope that I'm able to interview him this year. I'm still trying to get back into my interview bag, and I would love to sit down with Isaiah Rashad and just talk to him about this album, where he wants to go in his music career in the next 5 years. What else can he possibly say or do? Because this fourth album is probably going to be one of the stronger ones in his catalog, and it's definitely going to be probably close to the end of his music career. Speaking of dropping, Chris Brown, Usher, dropping the trailer for the newest concert series. These niggas are about to go on tour together. Watch Your Girl. First thing that came to my mind, Watch Your Girl, because Chris Brown is going to love her down on that couch. Usher's going to roller skate around and feed her cherries. This is about to be one of the most sexiest, nastiest Watch Your Girl tours in the world. And that's what a lot of niggas need to be scared about. But on some real shit, this is finally something that should have happened maybe 10 years ago, 5 years ago. I felt like when Usher did the Super Bowl, they should have toured after that. Think about that for a second. You get what I'm saying? I am so happy to hear that Chris Brown and Usher are going to go on tour together, because I think it's needed. I think we need to kind of hear these two in the same place at the same time. Now, I don't know what kind of style they're going to do when it comes to this tour, because a lot of the newer, the way people are doing tours now, especially when they're touring somebody just as big, is like, I'm going to do some slaps, you do some slaps, we'll do whatever songs we have together, and then whatever happens at the end, whoever takes the last act, that's who's going to perform at the last act. And it's such a big, like when you think about Usher and Chris Brown and how they do their concerts, like it's such a big contrast, because Usher is this cool, slick dude out of Atlanta that roller skates and walks around, and you know, he's like, I'm gonna feed you cherries, and is that your woman? I'm gonna talk to her, let me hold her. Chris Brown, this nigga flies. This nigga flies. How is this tour going to work? How? Because Usher's not finna get in no harness and fly around the stage or fly around the arena. That's just not gonna happen. It doesn't. It's gonna be kind of weird to me, because the energies of both of those, because you're mixing two different eras too, by the way. Like, how is that gonna work? What are the women gonna be looking like? Because you know you're gonna have the aunties out with the nieces. That's how this tour is gonna be looking. The nieces and the aunties gonna be partying together. It's gonna be a big old wet mess. Like, it's gonna be a wet mess. Everybody is wet in that concert. All of the women are going to be moist. No doubt about it. The nieces is going to be looking at Usher too, and the auntie is going to be like, Chris Brown, you can get it. We got two different generations here that's going to be acting a fool, and it's a lot of men that's going to be crying. It is. How is this going to work? How are they going to mix their two different styles together is my question, because that's a lot. And that's a lot of hits. Those are a lot of hits in that one place, by the way. For me to be able to even fathom everything that these two artists have done in one place at one time, and the set list is going to be unimaginable. Now, I've heard that Chris Brown shows run about 3 hours, and I think Usher shows run about 2 hours. There's no way these niggas can do a 5-hour show. I mean, they could, but who's going to be there for 5 hours? So what are we going to get? How are they going to divvy up the slaps? You get what I'm saying? Because it's no way that this show is supposed to work. I'm not trying to call out everything that's wrong. I just know the energies of everything. Just seeing what Chris Brown gives. And you know, Usher, he ain't really dancing like that no more. Them dancing days for him is done. He come out on the skates in a robe, and that's it. And just let everybody strip and all that other stuff. So I'm very curious about how the two energies are going to mesh together. I have a feeling, now you're going to call me a hater, but I have a feeling that it's going to get to a point where they're going to turn this into a Verzuz. Just saying, This is low-key the verses that we've been waiting on. Because I know for a fact that Chris Brown is going to come out here and try to sing his ass off and try to say, I'm going to one-up this nigga. And I think Usher's going to be like, let me show you how it's done. And if they decide to go song for song, chaos. Chaos in that fucking concert. I'm telling you what I know. It's going to be nothing but chaos. But I would like to see them do this concert or this show like a Verzuz, or like, hey, I got this, but I got this. Chris Brown saying, well, I have these songs. You know, because they both were going through similar eras at the same time. So it's like, who's the better R&B act? We can finally find out during the show. Who's the person that's going to outdo who? I'm gonna go ahead and pick it for you guys. I'm picking Chris Brown. Sorry. I gotta pick Chris Brown. I love Chris Brown's music. Not to say Usher's trash, but Chris Brown just, his R&B, a little bit more modern. And he does have some of the songs where he's crooning, and you know, he got songs where he begging just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I think that if we did get to that point, definitely have to go with Chris Brown on the Verzuz side of things. No disrespect to Usher. Usher is a legend. He's headlining the Super Bowl. And maybe this could show people that Chris Brown could headline a Super Bowl as well. Like, I feel like it's a lot more underneath these two touring together than just a tour. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe Usher's just like, hey, him. If I'm touring with him, maybe that's a good cosign to help Chris Brown get a Super Bowl halftime show. Because at the end of the day, he deserves it. He has the music to do it. His reputation, I understand. We get it. The thing that happened when he was a kid, it happened. It's no taking it back. But at some point in time, we have to kind of let that be the past and let this man get his opportunity to shine like he deserves. That's all I'm saying. So it's like I said, I feel like it's a lot more underlying things outside of just these two touring. I look at it as a cosign. I look at it as a Verzuz. I look at it as something where two generations can actually do a show together and give people all kinds of great R&B songs and just a good time. I just want to see where they're going, how many days they're going to have, and making sure that I have a lockdown on anybody I'm dating at the time, because I'm telling you right now, if I don't, she's probably going with Chris or Usher. Who knows? I'm going to put a pin in this right now, though, because I want to see the dates, and then I want to talk more about like how this show could end up being, because it looks like it's going to be a good time for everybody. Somebody who's not having a good time right now, my man Gucci. Whew. Well, on the Sunday episode of the STEM Society, I talked a little bit about Gucci, talking about the setup that happened with him and Pooh Shiesty and him putting it all on the song. Now, let me be completely honest with you right now. I am okay with him snitching, first and foremost. I'm cool with that. If you want to snitch, bruh, snitch. You've been a millionaire for a very long time. You have a certain amount of money. You are not in the streets no more. Fine. I'm not okay with you putting it into a song. It's too fucking soon for you to be putting your ordeal in a song. A very bad song at that. The song is so bad. One verse, basically telling what happened, calling out Pooh Shiesty's father, calling out Big 30, just letting people know this nigga did this to me.
Nigga snitched on a Zaytoven beat. That's crazy.
What happened to the OGs, the real street OGs we used to love so much? What happened to these niggas? Because it feels like they're reaching for attention. I would never put that on a fucking song, bruh. What is wrong with you? That had to be his wife telling him that. His wife told him to do that. Had to. His wife told him to do that. Because the Gucci man that I know, The Gucci man that I know would never do this. So is it a cry for attention? Is it a thing that you're trying to grab the moment? Because he shouldn't have done this at all. It just sucks. And he did it on a really horrible song. I don't know. If Too Soon was a person, it would be Gucci Mane. But that kind of goes more into like the OGs and how we're losing these street niggas now, man. I think it happens to all of them. And so many people have been commenting about it. And I know Waka Flocka Flame came forward and he said his piece about it. Boosie is going crazy on the internet, on fire because of what happened with Gucci. And it's just to the point now where eventually the OGs turn into Republicans, bro. Like the street niggas are really turning into Republicans right now. That's a real thing. Because no street OG that I know would have done what Gucci Mane did. And it's sad because we expect more from Gucci, I guess. Don't we? And it's like, it's just the twilight of his life. But that just goes on to talk about the street culture and how street culture is dying and how street niggas are really switching it up. It's not what it used to be anymore. The code of not snitching erased. Think about what was going on with Young Thug and them the Young Thug tapes. Think about how we celebrated Tekashi 6ix9ine before he snitched and after he snitched. Think about how many people are doing these outrageous things that used to be street OGs, doing crazy shit just to get attention. Like, attention being the new currency is so real right now. It's so real and it's so bad. I want Gucci to be able to prosper. What happened to him was bad. It was horrible. Don't want it to happen to anybody, especially somebody who has a family, a wife, and some kids. Putting your whole situation on a song is bad because you want to tell the world everything when all you had to do was just fall back and be quiet and let the cards fall where they may. That's all you had to do. Sit back, be good, chill, let everything play out. And when it comes time for you to testify, then you're supposed to step up and say something. But our OGs, man, the street OGs are like, they're done. They're done. Not only that, but look at how Atlanta's looking right now. Atlanta looking crazy. With the Offset situation and now the Gucci Mane situation here recently, Atlanta look crazy. Atlanta hip hop look real crazy right now. The only nigga holding them people up is T.I. And his shit is fading now because that hit he been holding on to that one hit for so long, and we ain't got no date for The King Is Dead yet. He ain't dropped this. He ain't said nothing else about this album. He went on this whole run on the back of beefing with 50. Now that shit done died down. I ain't heard shit from T.I. since. So it just makes Atlanta rap and makes the Atlanta artists look a type of way, especially with these two niggas. I hate the fact that the South is looking like this right now. Like, but it happens to all the regions at one point in time, right? We always have like a black eye on our era and how we've been dominating. So it shouldn't surprise me one bit. But I feel for Gucci because even though he shouldn't care about what people are saying, everything that he built his legacy on feels like shit now. Everything that you sat up here, the street shit that you put your head out for, the things that you did, hell, going back to how crazy it was when you did the verses with Jeezy and the things you were saying there. It just feels plastic now because of this song. And it feels like you really want the attention back on you again because of this. It's just a bad move in general. And it's a bad move because people don't want this from you. I don't want it from you. A lot of your fans didn't want this from you. Shit. The trap street game side of rap didn't want this from you at all. What does that say about your character now? You know what I'm saying? Because people look at Gucci a certain way. People was scared of Gucci at one point in time. For real. He was like the boogeyman, rap boogeyman. But now, after this whole thing, this whole song, this Crash Dummy song came out, your reputation that you built, your legacy that you built the street shit on is fading away, bro. And once you testify on Pooh Shiesty, because I know you are, we might as well go ahead and start reading your eulogy, because the street Gucci is dead at that point. And that's not a bad thing. People grow, people mature. But I've never thought I'd see Gucci Mane go out like this. It's just a bad look. It feels like you down bad, bro. It feels like you down bad. Hopefully we can see what happens after this stuff kind of dies down and when the smoke clears and then comes time for the Pooh Shiesty trial. These niggas are up for 30 years. Who knows where that's gonna go? I want to see how Gucci handles this blowback and how he handles people criticizing his street shit and how people are really like looking at him now. How is he gonna handle that? Because I don't even think he's gonna be able to sign another artist to his label unless he gives them like a $2 million deal, $3 million deal. It just looks bad. It looks bad all the way around. Well, before I get out of here, I got one last thing. This picture has been floating around the internet of Drake's seats at the Toronto Raptors game as they get ready for the playoffs. And of course, they have the icicles on there. This drawn out rollout that Drake has been doing is bothering me. And the reason why it's bothering me because there's a lot of buildup for an album that we don't even know what he's going to be talking about. It's a lot of buildup for an album that may or may not be good. It's a lot of buildup for an album that really your career depends on right now. Because you have been getting a lot of flack still from that beef. And I'm recording this it's crazy. I'm recording this episode on the anniversary of Push Ups, which is wild. But right now, we're at a crossroads at your career. We're at a crossroads where you got to show up and you got to give us a quality product, not because we expect that from you and this is something that you have to do because of the albums. You got to do this because Kendrick has given us a quality album. It still slaps. It's still a banger. You have to match that. And you have to match that because if you don't, you really a loser out here in these streets. I don't deny that Drake still has the talent. I don't deny that Drake can't give us quality music. I do think that this buildup is going to lead us down a path of disappointment. Because we still don't understand where you're going to come from on this. Like what angle you're taking on this album. We don't know any of that shit. And this Iceman stuff that you still talking about, bro, you got to start getting us back excited again like you did for All the Dogs or CLB. Like you had really great rollouts for those two albums and we got disappointed on both. I want to make sure that these rollouts are going to mean something. I want to make sure that this album is going to be talking about something because right now you are in the doghouse, no pun intended. You in the doghouse. And you got to make sure this shit is solid and you got to make sure it's undeniable that you are still one of the best out there. Fuck history, fuck your back catalog, fuck all of that bullshit. We need for you to be able to drop some shit that's going to say, I fuck with this nigga. He's undeniable. He's still one of the best. You're going to have to. You see what happened with your boy J. Cole. He dropped his album, he did his interview run, and he went to play basketball, and I think he's played one game and he's done. J. Cole is such a fucking enigma right now. He's such a mystery. You don't want to fall down that path. It's crazy. Kendrick is doing the best out of the big three right now. And he hadn't said nothing else. We still on GNX. We still fuck with that album. You're going to have to come with something that's undeniable, Drake. I'm talking to you directly because I love you, brother. And I want you to succeed. I want to get a great Drake album, and you're going to have to show up. You're going to have to. Because if you don't, bruh, it's over. You can call it quits. You're done. You are done. So I love the build-up. I love the long rollout that you've been doing. But eventually, we got to hear something. Eventually, we got to see something. Eventually, you need to tell us where you're going with this album outside of academics, because academics be straight lying. Don't want to hear shit else from him. I want to see where you're coming from. I want to know what you're doing with this album. So that's it. That's all I got for y'all this week. Thank you for still supporting me on this Patreon. And guys, make sure you take care of yourself. Artist Spotlight is coming back. It should be back this week. We retooled it. We made it better. And now, you know, I can actually talk the way I need to talk instead of talking like I was a stockbroker. So you're gonna get the newest episode, the new retooled episode of Artist Stock Market this week. So be on the lookout for that. And I'm trying to get you this hip hop survival guide stuff together. The research, the way I want to do it is taking way longer than I needed to take, but I'm praying that we can get the first episode out this month. So just be on the lookout. Make sure you guys are checking out everything in the back catalog. And with all that being said, I love you. Take care of yourself. Peace out.
She just kind of fucking with my money, but I meant everything I said, and I say it again.